but I never ever planned to work as a civil engineer because it's unpaid internships. They used to hire interns from the Netherlands and Germany. South Africans don't like working for free, and
Okay.
the problem with our people is they don't understand that in order to earn money, you must start with getting experience first. So the total package was 87 or so. But then I own a whole bunch of websites in Germany, in Brazil, in Croatia.
Okay.
They used to think that a degree and a job is the important part.
Hi guys, today we are having tea with Eugene Madondo, who is a SEO specialist, search engine optimization specialist. He holds a BSc degree in civil engineering from the University of Cape Town, but his journey started off in medicine. He's going to be sharing his story with us and how he got into marketing, digital marketing, and how he's running his own business right now. Actually, Eugene is now a tech entrepreneur, and we are looking forward to hearing all about it in this video. Let's welcome Eugene.
Hi, Eugene. Welcome to the village. How are you?
Hi, Boni. No, it's good to be here. I love the village. I'm always watching all the videos.
It's so nice to finally have you here. And I know you are a busy man. You know, I had to steal this time with you. So we really appreciate it. Okay. So a warm welcome to you. Eugene, I've mentioned earlier that you studied in civil engineering from the University of Cape Town. University of Cape Town, Nogal. But then how did you end up in marketing? How did that happen?
Oh, yeah. No, that's a long story, eh? It's a long
Yeah.
story. So for me, when I finished high school, I had good marks, right? So, but the problem is I didn't know what I want to become. My mom is a nurse. She wanted me to be a doctor. So when I
Okay.
first went to UCT, I went to study medicine, right?
Okay.
But but when I went there, I realized no, I can't. I don't want to be a doctor, man. I don't want to be a doctor. But then I didn't know what else I want to become, right? So I switched to civil engineering. The reason I
Mm-hmm.
did that was not because I wanted to work in civil. I was like, my parents are not going to accept me not studying, but I must choose a degree that allows me to enter into any other field. And if you study engineering, you can work in consulting, you can work in business, you can work
Yes.
in multiple fields, unlike medicine. So I was like, civil is a better alternative. But I never ever planned to work as a civil engineer. I was just doing it because it gave me more options, right? So
You are
what happened
naughty.
is, yeah,
Eugene,
because my
you play with such a difficult degree. That degree chows, man. But when you're like, okay, just for context, I know I typically ask people this towards the end. But because you've mentioned your maths, how was your maths?
No, my maths and physics was very good. Like I was an A student, so I was always in like the top three in my school. I was the head boy, both primary and high school. So academically, I was an A student, so I could basically become whatever I wanted to be. And for me, that was the problem. Like, if I
Okay.
have all the options, it's harder to choose, right?
Mm.
So I was confused. Like when I was in my late teens, early 20s, I was very confused. I was like, I've got like I wanted to take a gap year or like two just to figure
Okay.
myself out. But my my parents being black from a small town, they will never allow that because they will feel embarrassed that their kid is sitting at home while other kids are in varsity. So that's why I had to sort of trick them and go and study this civil thing, even though I knew like I'm not gonna be a civil engineer. So what ended up happening is while I was in varsity, I started going to gym because when I got to varsity, um, in UCT, there's these rugby guys. They're all big and buff. And when I got there, I was scrawny, like 64 kg. I was this tiny guy.
Yeah.
For the first time, in Ladysmith, everyone is tiny, so it doesn't matter. But when I got to UCT, you get all these buff guys. And then I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let me go and also gym. While I was
Mm-hmm.
gymming, I used to go to these online forums. In these forums, they would discuss, like you'd share your progress updates.
Right.
So every time, like in the first 6 months of going to gym, I went from 64 kg to 80 kg, and then I
Right.
recorded the whole process. And
Right.
then, in order to share with other people how I gained this weight, I started a blog, right? It was called
Oh,
zulumaster.com.
okay.
So when I started the blog, I started reading how to get more visitors. Then I started learning content marketing, SEO, copywriting. Then I started learning link building. Then I started learning social media marketing. Then I started learning email marketing through MailChimp. So that's how I got introduced to digital marketing.
What?
So it's just through Jim. Yeah.
Wow, guys, this is such an interesting story. And you know what, Eugene? I'm so happy. I didn't even know this, guys. I'm hearing for the first time, like you. I just knew that Eugene did civil engineering. That's the only thing I know. But you know what's interesting is I do mention this, Uguti, with digital marketing, in most cases, you start by doing. Like it just comes naturally somehow. Uber curious, you start doing things, and then after that you start getting your certifications and whatnot. So I'm just like, I'm sitting here, I'm thinking, wow, this guy is talking about the exact same thing that I'm always like preaching. That in most cases I hear people saying, which certifications must I do? But I think you must start by doing. Is your blog still live, or you've turned it off now? The blog.
No, it's still live, but it's not the same thing because I didn't maintain it. I think I stopped updating it in 2017. Right now,
Okay.
I'm changing it into a general fitness blog, but it's not what it used to be because at its peak, let's say in 2013, I was getting like 100,000 visitors a month. I
Sure.
was earning like from home. I was earning, let's say, 3,000 a month from AdSense. Um,
Yes.
and then I bought my first dumbbells. Oh, like the clothes I used to wear to varsity, I bought them myself using the money I made from that blog.
So now you are
So
making this money from AdSense. Guys, we're gonna get to AdSense in a minute, okay? But you are making this money from AdSense, and then you must still go and sit and do your engineering course. How are you coping?
okay, what's interesting is so for me, what I did is when I left medicine, I was like, I told my parents, I don't know what to do. This school thing is not working for me. So I took like a 2 year break from varsity before, and then I just so 2012, 2013, I was just working on my blog and then at home. But then my mom was like, you have to study and do something. And then I was doing some math stuff at UNISA just to keep busy. And
Mm-hmm.
then at the end of 2013, my parents are like, if you don't go back to varsity, uh, we're gonna, because my dad is a cop. He was a cop. He's retired now. He was
Yeah.
like, it's either you go back to varsity or we're gonna put you in the military. Or I almost went. In fact, I left medicine, but I almost went to do medicine in Cuba because they were forcing me. They were like, you can't stay at home, right?
So Eugene, you were accepted. I just want us to summarize this a bit. You were accepted for medicine, UCT, okay? And how
Yeah.
long did you stay there? 1 year or 2 years?
No, no, I stayed 1 year there at UCT. But what happened is at the end of that year, we were going to these hospitals in Menenberg and Cape Flats. We went to like one of the TB hospitals there. And then, I've got this paranoid personality. So I'm like, I went there and there's all these coughing people and it's a TB hospital. Next thing, my chest is getting tight. I'm like, I can't be like this forever. I can't work in these hospitals. And then I go to uh, another one. I was in Hudeskir. They were doing, there's this hobo who had ulcers, and he was basically he had no control. He was pooping himself basically.
Yeah.
And then it was spilling into his intestines as well because he had ulcers and it was making a
Okay.
hole in his intestines, right? So
Yo.
there was a gastrointestinal surgeon. He put a pipe there, and then as students, he asked us to hold the guy down, You know, in med school they teach us to be professional. Now we
Yeah.
supposed to act like it's not smelling, like we're holding this guy and he's busy
Yeah.
there, he's messing himself. And now
Yeah.
you're pretending there, you just like it's normal, you
Yes.
know.
I know. I
I was
get
like,
it.
yeah, I'm like, this thing, I want to make money. This thing about medicine is a calling, and it's not calling me. Shit. It was like my mom's dream. Yeah. So when I went back to school, obviously my digital stuff took a dip because I wasn't focusing on it as much, right?
Okay.
But I knew that okay, I want to work for startups and in digital. So what happened is in third year, while all of my classmates they're doing internships planning to work in civil companies, what I did is I applied for internships in digital marketing companies, right? So what I wanted to
Oh,
do is I knew that digital doesn't pay as much, and I didn't want to get left behind or for my parents to complain that I'm earning less money than my
right.
former classmates. So what I
Okay.
did is before 2 years before what I started doing, I started doing my internship. The first
Okay.
internship I did was unpaid, right?
Okay.
But it was unpaid, but it allowed me to, because you know, if you're still a student, you can still enter the market, but you don't have much to offer. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I use my blog as in my application to show them, okay, I'm interested in this. I already know what to do.
Thank
That's
you.
how I got my first internship.
Thank you, Eugene. I
And
always tell
yeah,
people who want to get into marketing, you show people, phela i-digital marketing, guys, is like it's tech, it's in technology, it's like the tech industry. Just like how when you want to be a software a dev, you need to show people what you can do, what problems have you solved. You know what I mean? So you were showing them. That's how you got your first internship, because you showed them your
yeah,
blog and then they accepted you.
yeah.
Okay, so you get there, Eugene, right? You get your first unpaid internship. How is it going? What are you learning? Are you excited?
Yeah. I'm excited because it was for an event tech company. So
Right.
they were like, it was a startup. They had like funding. I think they had like $2 million in funding, and
Mm-hmm.
then they used to hire, because it's unpaid internships. They used to hire interns from the Netherlands and Germany. South Africans don't like working for free, and
Okay.
the problem with our people is they don't understand that in order to earn money, you must start with getting experience first, get your foot in the door.
Yes.
Because for us, we want to start getting paid without
Mm,
experience. That's the problem. Like the tech companies were hiring foreign interns because the South Africans
mm.
weren't taking the job.
Yo,
I think I was
imagine.
only one of three South Africans.
So what did okay, so what were you doing there? Because now yes, right now you're a SEO specialist, right? But before that, when you were at the startup, what did your internship like in what were you doing?
Oh yeah. So I was so the what I was doing is basically I was a general digital marketer. So I did
Mhm,
whatever they needed to get done. So
mhm.
mostly it was I was writing blog articles. I was doing the social media scheduling. I was
Yes.
doing paid Facebook ads. Yeah, I was doing
Mhm,
paid Facebook ads. They actually taught me how to do international paid Facebook ads targeting
mhm,
different geolocations. Um,
mm.
yeah, but then
Okay.
after a few months, I because I already had my blog,
Mhm,
and I already decided I like organic marketing and digital, and
mhm,
my internship was more of like a social media marketing role. At the
mhm.
time, I don't know. I thought this social media thing is for girls, man. I don't like it.
Mhm.
So I decided I'm like, it's not the career path I see for myself.
Mhm.
And at the end, they were gonna offer me like a paid job now, like as a junior afterwards, after the first 2 months, because
Yeah.
like I was a quick learner. I learned fast. But then I had to leave them. I was like, you know what? I don't think is the job is the right fit for me because I don't want to be a social media marketer. You know,
Yes.
I like I I like organic more than I like, because I feel like with organic marketing there's more strategy involved. It's more
Yes.
long term.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not the same as like social media. So, and then
Mm.
with social media as well, if you type the wrong thing, you get a lot of backlash because it's instant. You know,
Yes.
sometimes you post the wrong thing, and then you,
You know what?
yeah.
Social media marketing is not for the faint-hearted. And remember, you always have to be there. You're checking the comments. What are people saying? This and that. You know, this site, we website is different. You know, because most websites they don't even have comments, and people are just reading. They are getting the information. They do what they have to do. If you are sending them to another link, they go there. If they need to purchase something, they purchase. So there isn't this whole. It's not social. Basically, with the website, it's not social.
With the website, like you are communicating with people, but I feel like it's more one sided, right? Because you give people what they want to read. With social, it's more interactive. And for me, I found even now, later in my career, I found that the less people I deal with, the better. So I love jobs
Mm,
where I don't have to deal with customers or clients directly.
no. Eugene, tell us, what is a SEO specialist? I keep mentioning, like right now, what is it? So that people can have an idea of Kutsi, what are we talking about? What do you do as a SEO specialist?
Okay. Okay. No, SEO is very simple. Whenever you want to, when you're looking for something or a product, what do? You Google whatever you're
Mm-hmm,
looking for. So if you're looking
mm-hmm,
for a plumber and you stay in Rosebank in Gauteng, you look
mm-hmm.
for plumber in Rosebank. So,
Right.
and then when you type in plumber in Rosebank on Google, the
Mm-hmm,
first results that show up, whether it's in the map listings or the websites that show up, those websites are not random. The best
right.
optimized websites are the ones that show up. So the
Yeah,
job of an SEO is to make sure websites get found by their target customers. So if you
right.
are a plumber, you hire an SEO to make sure that your website shows up first when someone is searching for a plumber in their area. So that's
Mm,
basically what the job deal is. You is to make
mm,
sure websites are optimized and get found when someone is searching on search engines, whether it's
mm.
Google or Bing or Yahoo. Um, that's basically it. And
Okay.
but SEO basically has three. It has three different aspects to it.
Right.
The first one is content,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is on-page content. The second aspect is backlinks, which
Mm-hmm.
means when your website is mentioned by other websites. The
Mm-hmm.
more your website is mentioned by other websites, the more authoritative it is. The easier
Mm-hmm.
it will rank for whatever you want to show, you want it to show up for.
Mm-hmm.
And then the third aspect is the technical aspect, to make sure that your website structure is in such a way that it makes sense to a user and it makes
Mm-hmm.
sense to the Google robots that crawl the website.
Mm-hmm.
So those are essentially the three parts of SEO. And if you master all three of them, you create great content, you make
Mm-hmm.
a site structure that's understandable to both humans and the Google bots, and then
Mm-hmm.
you build links to your website so that it shows up for the terms that you want it to show up for. That's what SEO basically is.
Yes. Okay, guys, please don't forget to like and share this video and leave any questions or comments for Eugene. Sometimes when I'm recording, I forget that this is a YouTube video. So I need to remind people to interact with us. Earlier this week or somewhere, I noticed that there's a lot of TikTok content that is talking about digital marketing, how people can make money. You know, there's just a buzz around digital marketing. And as a person who understands this business, I felt like, you know what, I need to interview someone who can explain these things, because in digital marketing, yes, right now, Eugene, you are specializing in SEO, but you had to start in content marketing, in social media marketing. And then later you decided, you know what, this is the path that I want to take. So in digital marketing, can you also emphasize for us that it is a career? It is just like any other career. you need to learn it and practice. It's either you take those skills, you get a job, or you can service your own clients, like how Eugene is doing now. We're gonna get to that later. Can you just emphasize those points for us, Eugene? Because I think now there's this buzz that digital marketing is some get rich quick scheme. I don't know if the word is being misused or something, but a lot of people, they were not used to this term digital marketing. But I'm just frustrated of how they are getting introduced to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you know where the problem comes from?
Yeah.
Because you don't need a degree to get into digital marketing. Everyone thinks
Yeah.
it's easy. But
Right.
the problem with digital is you must take it as serious as any other career in order to do well at digital marketing. So like, just because in digital, the only thing that matters is experience. The more experience you get, the better you get at the job. Because for me, the job of a digital marketer is being able to generate targeted traffic from the internet. That's what digital marketing is. And then
Yes.
from that, there are different aspects to it. So there's content marketing, there's SEO, there's email
Mm-hmm.
marketing and CRM. There's
Mm-hmm.
PPC, which is Google Ads
Mm-hmm.
and Bing Ads. There's like native ads. So there's all these different aspects to digital marketing. And I found that,
Mm-hmm.
in order to make money in this field, you have to become very good at one of them. You can't be a jack of all trades. You can't be a
Yes.
jack of all trades and be like a marketing manager, but there must be something that you are like exceptionally good at. Then you can sell that skill. It doesn't mean that you won't do, like, for example, just because I'm an SEO, it doesn't mean I don't do other stuff. I still do some email and CRM stuff. I still do
Mm.
social media. I still do,
Yeah.
but I don't market myself as those things because I want to sell a specialization. If you specialize in something, it's easier to charge people because you are the best at that particular thing. Instead of being a
Mm.
jack of all trades who's not really good at one specific thing. And
Yeah.
even if you look at jobs on Indeed in the job market, it's whenever they hire a general digital marketer, you'll find the job is paying 25K, 20K. Do you know, for a jack of all trades, it's a small company, they make you do everything, right?
Yes.
But if you look at PPC, head of SEO, those jobs are like 50K and above. Now, because
Yeah.
now you are like a super specialist. You are good at one specific thing. It doesn't mean you can't. You have to understand the other aspects because in digital, everything works hand in hand.
Yes.
You can't just
Yes.
know your own field. Everything works hand in hand. You can't be an SEO without understanding how the other, field, how the other like PPC and social media contribute to the website. I'll give you an
Mm-hmm.
example. I have this client in e-commerce. So
Mm-hmm.
whenever they increase spending on ads, the number of branded searches increases on the organic side. And
Yeah.
when if there's an ad from my client on top, and then directly beneath that is an organic result, because people trust brands that they've seen on Facebook, on Google Ads, they are more
Mm.
likely to click on the organic result. So
Yes.
nothing is isolated. All of it works hand in hand. SEO, not SEO, digital marketing is very strategic. You can think of it as traditional marketing for the online marketplace. That's
Yeah.
it. So if you think traditional marketing is professional, you should treat digital marketing as professional as well. Because everything is moving to digital. If you don't adapt
Mm.
from traditional to digital, then you're going to get left behind.
And also, social media, guys, I always say social media is just a nice way to enter the market. However, almost everyone on your Instagram, no TikTok, they will say that they can do social media management. So it's not something that is highly, I don't know, like it's not something that I can say, would say, hey, yeah, you can say you are specializing in this. So I always encourage people, would say, you know what, look into SEO, look into PPC, look into content marketing. We understand because people running a social media page is different from content marketing. Because now content, njengoba Eugene mentioned, content marketing now is going to involve a website. So if you have no idea what's happening with WordPress, you'll be left behind. Please tell me which 3 skills that are critical in this space. I know copywriting is one of them. And then what other skills? Copywriting, one, and other 2 skills?
One is copywriting. That's one.
Mm-hmm.
Because all forms of marketing use some form of copy. So even if you're not a copywriter, you must understand the impact of words and how how to spread the right message to the right people. You often have to A/B test copy as well. The
Okay.
other thing is strategic thinking. So you must be able to strategize. Okay, if you're doing a strategy, is it a 3-month plan? Is it a 6-month plan? Is it a
Mm-hmm.
12-month plan? How do you check if it's working? How do you set goals or KPIs to check, okay, if this KPI is not met, my strategy is not working? So you have to be strategic in how you do things and how you measure
Mm-hmm.
things. In digital, you have to measure. And that's the
Yes.
beauty about digital compared to traditional marketing. You can measure everything. So you can tell
Okay.
if something is working or not.
Okay.
Then the last aspect is understanding the customer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you understand the customer, and you have the
Mm-hmm.
correct strategy to target the customer and you have the correct tracking, right? And then
Mm-hmm.
now it's easier to target people that you understand. You have to understand your target market. Like in SEO, your SEO strategy is wrong from the beginning if you don't understand who you are targeting, which is why we use
Mm-hmm.
a lot of data. I use tools like SEMrush, Ahrefs.
Yes.
Those tools give me data. They show me what people are actually searching for. You know, often with clients, a client will come and say, okay, this is who I want to buy my product, right? And then they want to put fancy marketing words to optimize the website. And then I tell them
Mm-hmm.
in SEO, you don't put fancy marketing words to optimize the site. You put words that people are going to type into Google because
Mm.
that's how Google
Mm.
works. If a page is
Yes.
optimized for plumber in Cape Town, the SEO title must say plumber in Cape Town, so that when they search, they type plumber in Cape Town. That's what the website will show up for. The same with
Yeah.
YouTube. If you want people
Yes.
to find a video on YouTube, your title must be whatever it is that you think people are gonna search for. It's a similar thing.
Mm.
So you must never pretend or act like you know what customers are thinking. So you use data in order to actually see what they are actually searching for. That's what Ahrefs and SEMrush are for. It's very data intensive. So for in SEO, we use Ahrefs, SEMrush to do keyword research, competitor research. So keyword research will tell us, okay, what people are actually searching for, and it will tell
Yeah.
us how many people search for that term in a month, right?
Yes.
And then it's
Mm-hmm.
also going to tell us how easy it is to rank for that keyword. Then the other
Mm.
thing, then
Mm-hmm.
tracking, we use Google Analytics, we use Google Search Console to track, okay, how much traffic are we actually getting from which search engines and what people actually typed to find our site. Then you can start modifying your content to be content that people are actually searching for instead of what you think people are searching for. Because most of the
Mm-hmm.
time, if you guess, there's no guesswork in SEO. A successful SEO person does not guess. Everything is data driven. Yeah.
Tell us, Eugene, about your company now. We didn't speak much about, but you've had a couple of jobs, okay? How long did you decide? How long did it take for you to decide to do your own thing? I want us to go there now. Did you have like 5 years experience, 10 years experience? How much experience did you have? Then you had decide to say, I want to do my own thing.
Yeah, yeah. So for me, I always wanted to do my own thing, but I always thought,
Mm-hmm.
let me get the experience first. When I've
Mm-hmm.
gotten enough experience at a specific company, at all the different companies, then I'm gonna start my own thing. So I didn't spend a long time. On average, maybe I spent a year to 18 months per company because I wasn't there to stay as a career. So each
Mm-hmm.
company, I stayed there to learn a specific skill. Once I felt
Right.
like I was contributing more than I was learning, I used to move on. That's how
Mm-hmm.
actually my salary was increasing each year from the time of my internship. Because I remember after the first year of working, I remember I started with an unpaid internship, right?
Yes.
Then
Mm-hmm.
my first internship, it paid me 6,000 a month, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then 2 months after starting, I got a promotion because I already had a background in digital. It made it easier for me to learn how to apply those same skills to businesses. So within 2 months,
Mm-hmm.
I got a promotion to a junior. I went to like 9,000, and then
Mm-hmm.
the following year, so the following year I was at 17,000.
Yeah.
Then the year after that, I went from 17 to 25.
There was a point where you were earning 80.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So the total package was 87 or so. But that was for, like, in digital now you can work remote. It was for an international company. So they had a Cape Town office, Canada office, and one in Italy. So basically that's why the salary was competitive, because usually for local companies for my level of experience they'll pay around maybe 50,000, 40 to 42 to 50,000, like the local agencies. But
Right.
remote work is making salaries competitive now. They have to increase salaries now because they're not competing with local companies only. They're competing with
Mm-hmm.
like US, Australia, and British companies.
Mm.
Um,
What was your
yeah.
position there where you were getting the big bucks? Like over, was it 80 or 90? I can't remember now.
No, no, it was 87, 87.
87. Okay, I still remember.
Yeah.
Okay, it was 87, right? But
Yeah.
what was your position there?
Oh, yeah. So basically, they call it a lab manager. What a lab
Mm-hmm.
manager is in SEO, I was in charge of a department that's only dealing with the maintenance of website health and building authority backlinks. So I was doing external SEO. I was the head of external SEO basically. And
Mm,
then they
mm.
had that company had over 5,000 websites. So I was in charge of all the websites. I had a budget of $1 million per year to do my job. That's why they
Yo,
were paying me that much, you know?
that's like 18 million rands. Yeah, around like 18
Yeah,
million rands. Yo,
yeah.
that was big.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. So you see, like in SEO, if you do international SEO and you deal with international companies in multiple languages, then you make more money. But for me, each job I got, I added a new skill until I reached a point whereby I thought, now I've got all the skills I need to do my own thing. But that's a actually, let me tell you how that happened. You were asking me how did I decide to start my own business. So I had 4 years when I started my own company. I had 4 years corporate experience, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I had about 8 years digital marketing experience. You understand? It's too so I
Mm,
can't compare myself with someone who has zero experience starting out. The reason I was able to move as fast is because I already had the experience in the field, right?
right. Right.
So
No,
that's
I get
how
it.
I managed to get like a higher salary faster. So I can't compare myself with someone starting it like from scratch. So before 2020, around 2019, I started. I was working for like a crypto company, a
Mm-hmm.
crypto exchange.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, I was their SEO manager, but I was more like a digital marketing manager because I did all of the like content and the CRM and the email, all and social
Mm-hmm.
media. But my role
Mm-hmm.
was SEO manager, but I actually did everything.
Right.
And then on the side, I started getting clients. Small clients where they were paying me like 6,000 a month, 3,000 a month. Small clients
Mm,
because I was thinking long term, and I wanted to build out my portfolio. Because working for one company, you're not building experience. So I wanted to build additional experience on the side. And I made sure my clients are not in the same field as the company I work
okay.
for.
Right.
So I'm getting, because in SEO, all websites are not the same because the fields are different. The type of
Yes.
customer is different. So you have to understand different. E-commerce is not the same as the content site.
Mm,
An affiliate site
mm,
is not the same as someone who produces a product. So I
mm.
knew that, okay, I have to fill in gaps in my skill set. And the only way I could do that whilst having a job is to get external clients. So I used to
Mm-hmm.
get these clients and then I started making extra money on the side.
Mm-hmm.
At most, I had like two clients, two long-term clients. And then
Mm-hmm.
2020 hit. I had moved to a travel company
Mm-hmm.
But then when 2020 hit, obviously travel was affected. So they
Mm-hmm.
put us on it's a unpaid leave basically.
Right.
They were like, you're not gonna get paid until the lockdown is over, and we didn't know how long the lockdown was gonna last. So
Mm-hmm.
I remember when they announced that we were gonna go on unpaid leave, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, I was like, okay, you know what? I made an announcement on my LinkedIn because I started working on my LinkedIn, and I told people, you know what? I just lost my job. I'm not gonna get paid now. I'm not sure how I'm gonna pay my bills, but
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking for a job. These are my skills. If there's anyone who's looking for an SEO service, I'm gonna do SEO on a consulting basis. And then from then on,
Mm.
a lot of people reached out to me. My former employers reached out to me. People I used to work with recommended me to clients. In the first month, I made let's say 40,000 just from consulting.
Wow.
The next
Mm-hmm.
month it grew to 60. Eventually, at the peak, I think I was making 150,000 a month from the consulting work.
Yeah.
Just because of people who used to work for me recommended me. They were like, no, this is the best guy in this field. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why relationships at work, they matter, because when I needed them most, they're the people who got me the jobs. And then from
Mm.
then on, I kept getting recommended to other people, because I felt like
Okay.
my price was cheap, but my quality of work was high.
Mm. Okay. So that's how, and then after that, you just went all in. What's the name of the company, Eugene?
Oh, okay, okay. So there's been quite a shift since then. So the name of the company was Madondo Digital at the
Mm-hmm.
beginning when I was just doing consulting. But at the point when I was making 150K, I was overwhelmed. I had too many meetings. I had burnout.
Mm-hmm.
Then I fired all my clients.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, I fired all my clients. I was like, I'm tired. I'm making money, but this is not what I had in mind. If I
Right.
had my own business, I thought I'd have more time, more control. And then
Mm-hmm.
I started my current business, which is adlunam.coza.
Mm-hmm.
At Lunam, what we do is we build affiliate sites or subscription sites. So we own a bunch of chat sites where people can video call random people around the world. We
Yes.
built one from scratch. We built one from scratch called strangercam.com. It gets over 1 million visitors a month. So that's one of our platforms. And then I own a whole bunch of websites in Germany, in Brazil, in Croatia.
Okay.
So I build affiliate marketing websites that are targeting specific terms. So let's
Mm-hmm.
say if someone is looking for insurance, I have websites like wonga.com basically that help
Mm-hmm.
people compare deals. And then whenever someone takes a deal, I get paid a commission. That's what my current
Mm-hmm.
business does. So I moved away from
Okay.
consulting to building affiliate sites.
Mm-hmm.
And then I told you I fired my clients back in 2021. And then
Mm-hmm.
because I was overwhelmed and overworked, now I work when I want. I have got all the freedom in the world.
So Eugene, now you say you own a couple of websites. They do like different things. So
Yeah.
where's the money? Like where do you make money? You make money from traffic.
I make money from generating leads, not traffic. My specialty is I can build websites and I can rank websites. And then I build websites for a specific purpose. Let's say I've got a sports betting website in Brazil. It only talks about soccer, right? Because I know
Right.
Brazil is a soccer crazy country. My
Right.
sports betting website is
Mm-hmm.
football.com. That's one of my sites. It's a Brazilian site. All
Right.
it does is it targets soccer traffic. And then on that site, I have buttons. If the match is playing, I've got live scores. And then there's
Yes.
like something that says place a bet, and I show odds. So when someone places a bet using my button or my link, I
Mm-hmm.
get paid a commission for however much, for like a portion of however much they spend, right?
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you took your skills, your SEO skills, basically, but now you are using them in a different business,
in a
basically. So
different way. Yeah.
you are no
Yeah.
longer how do I explain this? You are no longer consulting. It's like me, I don't consult anymore. I took my social media skills or brand working with personal brands, building personal brands. I used to do that for other people, but now I do it here. But I'm not consulting. I no longer consult. So I see what you mean. You don't consult, but you took those skills. Mine was this when you're business. So life is good,
Yeah.
manje. You can just enjoy the weather and stuff.
Yeah. So for me, the thing is, I told you, I don't like stuff that involves a lot of people. I don't like
Mhm.
meetings. I don't like office politics. So for me, when I was consulting, I had to integrate with, because I used to consult for agencies and individual companies. And then
Mhm.
I often found that I got involved in their office politics and I wasn't even a full-time employee. You know what I mean? So for me, I
Yeah.
didn't like that. So I was like, how do I get rid of other people? And now I've got my own team, I've got my own employees. I give them a task. We have weekly meetings and then we have like 1 week sprints, and then every week I check up. That's how I run my companies now. Eh?
Mm. So what type of talent do you have under you? Okay, obviously software devs
No,
is one.
yeah, it's like developers, content writers, and SEO specialists. That's the three types of people we employ in my company. Yeah?
Okay. You know what? Guys, please don't forget to like and share this video and leave any questions. I know you have a lot of questions for Eugene. That's the beauty of the internet, that you are not location bound. Like you don't need to be in a specific place, and also you don't need to work with people in a specific location. Are you currently hiring? That's gonna be the next question. People are gonna ask, is it are you taking interns?
Yeah, no. I'm not currently hiring, but when I do hire, usually I look for people. Usually I'll go on LinkedIn and I scout, because I find that whenever I post a job, I get too many applications and some of them don't even read the job description, you know.
Yeah.
So I find it
Mm-hmm.
better if I scout for the talent myself, you know. Yeah. And usually I
Mm-hmm.
like hiring interns and training them up myself so that I can teach them from first principles. Instead of someone who's already been influenced by someone else, I teach them to
Mm-hmm.
work exactly the way I operate in my business. And then
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, I actually want them to leave my company or start their own companies because I want to give them that skill set. So for me, if I've
Mm-hmm.
got an intern, I want the intern to be like ambitious. I want him to be like, okay, how can I also start my own thing? I want him to reach
Mm-hmm.
that level, you know? Yeah.
Okay. No, it's good to look for people. And my next question was going to be, I know you were getting a lot of DMs from recruiters when you were employed, because SEO and PPC, it's one of those rare skills. I take it as a rare skill, especially in South Africa. So I
Yeah.
know you were getting a lot of DMs. You were never out of the job. You could move easily.
That's correct. I still get the DMs till this day. I still get job offers. But usually my response now is, I'm not in the job market. Two, you can't afford me, even if I was in the job market. So especially if it's a South African company, I'm like, you're not gonna be able to pay my salary.
Eugene, last words to people who would like to get into the SEO space. I'm loving this conversation. What are your last words to them? What do they need? What should they do? What should they do first? Any courses? Eugene, I typically talk about courses here, but then I didn't even ask you any courses, any specific courses that you think are good that can get them going.
Yeah. So if you want to get a job in digital marketing, obviously
Mm-hmm.
there's a bunch of free courses from Google. You can do a
Mm-hmm.
Google Analytics course. You can do a
Mm-hmm.
Google Search Console course. You can do a Google digital marketing course, because there's that Google Digital Garage thing.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
those three. You can get free
Mm-hmm.
certifications, and then you can
Mm-hmm.
also get certifications for email marketing and CRM and content marketing from HubSpot. So HubSpot offers free courses and certifications as well. For me,
Mm-hmm.
those certifications are just so that the companies know you know the basics and you've been through the courses. They don't actually help you in anything because, as I said, in digital, experience matters more than anything, any qualification or any certification. The certification is just a way for you to stand out from the others and for you to know a bit more. Like in the interview, if you've got the courses versus someone who hasn't got the courses, you'll be at an advantage. And then
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is with SEO, you can start your own blog for free on blogger.com and then you buy a
Mm-hmm.
domain name for 100 Rand. So the thing with SEO, you can prove that you can teach yourself and research a topic and look for free keyword research tools and actually start doing it before you get a job whilst you're doing the certifications. So when you're going
Mm-hmm.
in for a job interview, you actually show them, okay, this is what I've learned. This is how I've applied it. Maybe you can start an e-commerce store on Shopify selling weaves or
Mm-hmm.
drop shipping on Alibaba. You can do all of that stuff
Right.
without getting a job. You can even do
Mm-hmm.
affiliate marketing without getting a job and start making money before you get a job and use your
Mm-hmm.
affiliate marketing site as a portfolio to show like a potential agency that you're interested in the market. Yeah.
No, no, you are absolutely right, Eugene. Thank you so much for spending time with us. I know we're gonna have a lot of questions, but I'm happy that you finally found your thing. How are the parents feeling right now? Are your parents comfortable now with what you are doing?
Parents, as long as you're making money, they don't mind. As long as you're renovating and building them their houses, they are fine. So my parents have never been happier. And whenever someone asks my mom, hey, okay, what does he do? She just says, internet.
At least you have that degree, and they were able to host a graduation for you or post photos. I don't know if you had a party, but that's the most important part, that you had your degree.
I'm telling you, the problem with black people, they always say, go and study, get a degree. And then the next thing, if you're unemployed, living in your small town, because my mom's dream was for me to work at her hospital in Ladysmith, and then she
Yeah,
wanted me to come stay at home. You can't have it both ways. You can't now have a degree now and stay in a small town. You have to stay away from home and move to the big cities in order to find a job, right? So
right.
for them, they used to think that a degree and a job is the important part. But I've noticed now that it's being financial independence and being successful is more important than the other two things. If you can, because parents always compare you. So and so's kid is doing this. So and so's kid is always buying them groceries every month. So and so's kid bought them a car. So and so's kid. And I once told my mom, you know what? Stop comparing me to all these other people. I'm like, I've got my own time, I've got my own timing. When I have the power, I'll do it for you. I even told her now, you see, I promised you and I'm delivering. And then I said, don't put the same pressure on my two sisters because I could handle it, but it was very stressful. You were not helping the situation.
Thank you so much, Eugene. Bye bye.
All right, cheers.
Bye.
Okay guys, we've come to the end of this video. I hope you found value. Please like and share it with someone that might need it, and leave any questions that you might have for Eugene in the comment section below, and let us know if you like him to come back for part 2, specifically on the affiliate marketing side of things, like building websites and stuff, affiliate websites. If that's something that you are interested in, please let us know. Otherwise, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.